let's kind of poke into what's going on with the first and second lines during this COVID period. I think there's been some changes, particularly in looking at the first line. Suzanne, how do they stay on top of their borrowers? How are they acting differently now during the COVID crisis?
Well, our observation has been obviously that it differs by bank, but for the most part, during COVID, and particularly in the very early time of COVID, where we really didn't know what was going to happen next, there was an increased reliance on the first line to get out. Well, we couldn't get out, forgive that saying, but to reach out to their borrowers and find out what was going on with them. How were they being affected by the pandemic? Were they open? Did they have people working remotely, or was their office open and things going on? Essential businesses obviously kept going. If in some of our banks, if the RMs couldn't get their borrowers on the phone, couldn't find out what was going on with them, they were encouraged to just drive by the place of business and look for themselves to see what was going on. And then, of course, as time moved on a bit in the pandemic, they had this huge added workload processing PPP loan requests, processing deferrals, and the second line had to come up with the process for how to approve this massive list of deferral requests, how to make a meaningful decision without weighing down the process and making it take longer. I mean, so long that it's not helpful to the customers. So everybody had to be on the first line and the second line had to be very nimble and really, really understand what was going on with their borrowers more than usual.